All right, sit on down, sit on down, sit on down the road. Arms back, head up, chin out front, chin parallel with the floor. Yes, that's what I meant. Eyes right out front. Neutral position. Ears over shoulders, over hips. Remember, it is not this. This is not natural. This is something we do. This is something gravity does. Here's where we should be, right here under the ears. Keeping that body in alignment so the spine is stabilized all the way down. Everything stacks. It stacks. Take a deep breath and exhale. Take your time on that hard exhale. You want to warm up first. Get those muscles around the ribs to warm up. Get the stomach warming up, those ab muscles. Bring it up. Breath in and breath out. Take your time with it. Go up as high as comfortable. Remember, we don't start out with the hardest way of doing it. We start out with an easier one and work our way into it. No muscles are ready to do work when they're not warmed up. All right, pelvic tilt. I'm going to turn sideways. Now we're going to do a little harder exhale. And when you do, maybe feel a pelvis, maybe not at first. So in through the nose and then exhaling, pursed lips, squeezing those abs. You get to the end, you really feel these chest muscles tightening up, helping to push that air out of the lungs and lower abs. In through the nose, out through the mouth. So you may be able to get a little more aggressive with this as you go along. The more you get out, the more you're going to feel these lower abs engage. The more air you can get out because you're squeezing it tighter, getting that muscle between the ribs and the hips to really contract. And one last time. Okay. All right. Arms out in front. Stretch them. Same thing in through the nose. Looking right over the hands. They stay right up from the chest. And exhale. Shoulders roll forward just a tad. And bring it back. What you're doing is this muscle is tightening up, pulling down on the rib cage. You're working the muscles in the back to keep yourself up. And since the ribs got to go somewhere when that muscle contracts, it goes forward. But you stay in neutral. And back one more time, in through the nose and out like that. And back in. I listened to some of the videos and it sounds horrible, that exhale. But it's what you got to do. All right, side bends, shoulders back, go easy. Gravity does the work on these right now. Keep the head up, spine neutral. Don't let it go down or up. Keep it in alignment with the spine, the neck, the head. Back up, other side, same thing. Gravity does the work. Exhale. Let yourself drop just a little bit more. Bring that head up, Ron. And back up. Now you can take a little more active part in this. Exhale out. Exhale out. Don't exhale in. Squeeze those core muscles. Brings that shoulder down. And back up. So when you're down here, you want that shoulder to go even farther by dropping that shoulder blade down. And back up one more each time. Each side. And up, other side. And up. Small rotations, hands up. Tell you what, go this way. This makes it so much better. If you keep those elbows up, pushing the hand, the palm against the fist, that keeps that back straight. You can't lean forward, hunching over when you've got your arms like this. So let's do it this way. Chin follows hands around, follows chest, going just part way into it and back. So we're not grabbing onto the back of the chair. We're not using that as an aid. What we're doing is just letting the muscles warm up right now, not putting anything else into them. Because if we have them, they're not warmed up, and then we use the arms to do the work, we don't feel that. We've pulled that. When you get that much added torque, it really can hurt the back. So you just want to let the muscles do the work here that are supposed to be working. Back center one more time. Stop here in the middle. Shoulder blades are back. Should be able to get just a little bit farther than you could the first time as those muscles do start to warm up and lengthen. Back to center and bring it down. Hands on the thighs. Little cat-cow. Just a little cat-cow. Shoulders forward. Chin doesn't come to the chest. Keep it up. And deep breath in. Feel the back stretch out. And then exhale, coming behind you. Fingers wrapped around the back of the chair. Shoulder blades back as far as you can get them. And then inhale, push the stomach out, and exhale again. Shoulders go forward, stretching out the upper back. Grab on. Exhale as you come back. And then stomach out and just come back to the middle again. You're there. All right. Bring the knee up like this and back down. So you're out to the edge of the chair. Really want you out to the edge of the chair. That's where you're really working the core. And this is a core class. So out to the edge of the chair. If you just absolutely cannot get that leg up at the edge of the chair without bending forward, move back, but find that spot. Move back just half an inch at a time and find that exact spot where you can keep the back straight as you lift the legs. Start out slow, warm the muscles up in the front of the hips, the flexors. Up and up. Take your time. Heel comes up first, then the ball of the foot. And you have that alignment from the toe, the knee, and the hip. Right straight up. And again, you want to get that exhale in here. You're going to start tucking. And down, leg up. As you really exhale, as you really tighten up those core muscles, you feel that hip come right straight forward or right up forward, rolling forward. Take your time. Hold in that contracted position. Make the core work harder. Time under tension. The longer you can keep those muscles tight, the better you are, the more strength you're going to build. We're going to break that muscle down so you can build it back up again. And down one more time. One more time the other side. And back down. Combo move. McDonald's combos. Elbows out, fist, palm, together. So first one we're going to do, all we're going to do is lift that leg up and then rotate out. Do the two separately. Leg up and then rotate. This is super activating the hip because that leg wants to go somewhere and you're holding it right there. Core muscles, hip muscles, everything. Other side, same thing. Leg up first. Then rotate. Bring it back and down. If you're comfortable with that, if you feel like you've got it all under control, then you can take and start doing that rotation as you lift the leg. Exhale and bring it back again. Get that crunch in there yet, though. Don't let that go. Shoulders back, back to neutral. Whenever you get to the center is a really good time to just get back into your neutral position. You probably lost it a little bit. The longer you go with losing that position or that form, the worse it's going to get each time. Once you lose it, it doesn't get better unless you consciously bring it back. Because gravity's wanting to take over, take control. Other side. And back down. Arms up overhead. And we're just going to bring them across with a side bend. And back up. Bring it down, reach across. And up. Reach long, stretch out the shoulders. Come right straight down the side. Feel the muscles working on the side there, those obliques, from the rib cage to the hips, including the outside and the very edge of the back. And up one last time. Other side. Let the chin follow, or the eyes follow the hands. Get that rotation. Squeeze, bring that shoulder down as you come around. Each time maybe driving that elbow down just a little bit farther back, behind you, and out. And up. Arms down. Take a break with those. Shake them out. Out to the side and back in. Watch the hips. Make sure they're not twisting at all. Out and back. Step. Bring it back. Out and in. Out. So really concentrating that the hips don't move. Sits bones stay flat on the chair. No movement there at all. Nothing here. Knees stay forward. Tap. So go out at an angle, but the knee and the toe are still in the same direction. Always making sure that you've got that knee and toe going in the same direction. And back in. Outside of the hip, which is part of the core. One more time each side. Out, in, out, and in. All right. Arms up, at a diagonal. Step the foot out. Bring the arm around and bring it back in. Stay on that side. Same thing we did before, where you're working the hip flexor, except now you're working that outside of the hip instead of just the hip flexor to raise the leg. Getting that crunch in there at the same time. Still getting the obliques. And out. One more time. And back, other side. Make sure the chin doesn't come down to the chest as you make that rotation. Again, my cues are just what I'm doing wrong. Up. And out. So you get lateral movement and you got rotation at the same time. Working the brain, not too hard, but kinda. And up one more time. And back out. Take on back of the leg. Out, roll it around, warm those muscles up. Outside of the hip, pulling the leg out, inside stretching out, those inner thigh muscles, groin muscles. Bring it around, bring it back. Get back up in neutral. Other side, same thing. Just give it a little time to warm up before we start doing the exercise itself. Hitting these muscles specifically right before we're going to use them. And bring it down. So now just bring that leg up, out to the side, in and down. To the other side, making sure everything's even, looking right straight out in front of you. Up, out as an arc, bring it back in and set it down. Up, hold it. If you have problems with this, a couple things you can do. If you get sore or tired right out here, you can tap the toe, let it relax, this hip flexor, and then up and back in. Or if that's not working at all, picking the leg up, you can slide the toe to the outside, put the heel down, pick it back up, slide it back in. Just picking that heel up, you're going to feel the knee come up and those hip flexors engage. All right. Here we go. Arms up, palm fist, leg comes around, you go the opposite direction. Squeeze and bring it back, other side. Hard exhale on it and bring it back. If you're feeling this in the lower back, you probably don't have those shoulder blades back. You're trying to get too much rotation into it. If that's the case, you can do this. Same side and bring it back. This just gives a little more working both sides, a little more exposure to muscle on the rotation. Strong exhale, hold for a count, bring it back. And back in, around. Keep those elbows up. Palm and fist together so you don't lose your neutral. One more time each side. And back. Other side. Bring it back. Drop it down. Ooh. Arms out. Tell you what, let's start here. We're gonna do a rotation with the arms. We've already warmed up. Keep the arms out. We're gonna do this. Bring it around. I have my monitor right behind the camera, and I've got that one arm that doesn't work like the other arm. So I see him not being even. And I think that looks awful. We should only do one arm at a time so you can't tell that they're not even. Other side. Rotate as far as you can and bring it back. And if you're having problems with your shoulders with this one, bring them in. Bend the elbow. Relax the shoulders. You don't have to go all the way out. And if arms out at all is a problem, you go to chest. That's a thing. You can do that. And bring it back in. Legs apart. Going into a hip hinge. Going to a party. Hands on the thighs. Dropping down. I don't say straight back anymore when we go backwards. When we come up again. The back is straight. But up you come. Bring the shoulder blades back first. Chin up, chest out. Making sure that the chin didn't come any closer to the chest when you went into that hip hinge. Down. And back up again. One more time. Take it down. And back up. Bring the feet in. We're going to do a leg extension or knee extension. Coming out to the edge of the chair. This one really is another one where you really want to be out to the edge of the chair. You brought that leg up like you did before. We warmed those muscles up, bringing the leg up. And now just extend a little bit. Bring it back in, bring it down. So that extension, first time we've really gotten into the quadriceps. So take your time with it. Out and back in, keeping those shoulder blades back as you do it. Out, in, and down. Other side. And down. Up. Extend. Bring it in and take it down. One more time each side. Out. In. Keep the back straight. It's the last time you're doing it. Out. In. And down. So you might have noticed, hopefully by the end, the knee was coming up just a little bit higher. Those muscles warmed up. As the muscles started to warm up in the hamstrings, you can get that foot out just a little bit farther. Put them all together, will you? So here's what we're going to do. Do this in a couple parts. So hip hinge with rotation, knee up and out. Back in and sit up. So again, hip hinge, other side, rotation, knee up, extend. See if you can get just a little more rotation in there. And then back again and coming back up. Now, if you can do this all at the same time, if you're comfortable with that, perfect. Doing it one step at a time sometimes can make it easier, like bring the foot up. See which one works best for you. If you can't do one, if you can't do all this at the same time without the torso moving or the hips moving, then you want to back it off just a little bit. And you don't touch the toe. It's not about touching the toe. Not about touching anything. It's about a rotation with a leg lift at the same time. Lateral and rotation this time, sagittal and rotation. So we're going forward to back with rotation. Last time we did side to side with rotation. And up. One more time each side. And back. Up. Arms down. Shake that out. Hands on the mic. Hands off the mic. Hands on the chest. So shoulder blades are back. Let's scooch back on the chair just a little bit. Find that spot. So this is going to be a crunch. We're going to go back, keeping the shoulder blades back, chest out. Don't drop the head down And then exhale. Bring you back to center. So when you do that exhale, abs engage, and that stabilizes the entire core, which includes that back. So take your time going back. If you start to get to a point where you're doing this, where you're leaning forward because you're too far back, don't go that far. Bring yourself back as far as you can, not making any change to the upper body from the hips up. This is just a hip hinge backwards, down. And one more time, down. And up. Hands underneath. Let's get back out to the edge of the chair for this one. Glute fold right there. This is really important for the core. And if you can't do it from the edge of the chair, you can work your way back, but just little smidges at a time. You want to find that spot where you can do the exercise, but you're not way back there. You're making the core do the work to hold you up. All right, leg out, right leg extended on the knee, shoulder blades back. Hold on to the bottom or the back of the chair for the first couple of these. And it's just going to be bring the knee in, tuck, and exhale. This is another one where you're really going to feel that pelvis roll up as you bring that knee in. And that last bit of air you get out is going to roll that pelvis, bring that knee up a little higher. One more time. Other side, find your neutral again. You lose it a little bit. It's always good to find it again. Get back into that sheer neutral position because you will lose it just a tad. Or depending on how strong you are, you may not. If you've got really strong muscles all the way through your body, they may hold you in place exactly right. But it's extending those shoulder blades back after you do the tuck and getting yourself back in neutral right there. One last time. And out. 2 in 1. Left leg out. Shoulder blades are back. Coming back in, bring the knee in first. And the torso is going to come right up to the middle as you exhale. It's just going to happen. It just is. Small move. This isn't crunch up, bring the chin to the knee. It's staying in that crunch position. This is too much for you, just do a high knee instead. And back down. And down, but if you can do the tuck, perfect. You know where you're at, so you do what's right for you. Other side. Whew. Last one, then we take a break and stand. Shoulders back. Let yourself go into that hip hinge backward, and then tuck. Shoulders forward and back. Roll the shoulder blades back. Get in neutral. Hold in the contracted position. That is where all the work is being done. I mean, you're working to come forward, but the real bulk of the work is when you hold it there with that, keeping that contraction, squeezing as tight as you can through the whole thing, not releasing it all, and then back out again. Feel those muscles tighten up like you're going to get a Charlie horse. You're not. Hopefully. And back out one more time. And out. Arms down. Relax. Grab a drink of water. We're gonna stand up. We're gonna stand up and do stuff now. Get your drink. Good job, you guys. I saw you drinking. All right. First off, let's just stretch a little bit. Hands on the hips. Knees bent, feet solid on the floor underneath the hips, and go into a hip hinge. Butt goes back, you go down. Exhale, let gravity do the work here. Keeping the spine in neutral. Roll the hips underneath. This is really important. Roll the knees up first, hips underneath, until you get to that point where you can push up through the heels to come back up again. From here with the hands on the hips, if your hands were out here, you could roll the shoulder blades back and help bring you up that way. But we're not there. All right, to the side, to the side. Head stays straight. Again, gravity does the work. Deep breath in, another more exhale, one more exhale, another more. Back up to the middle. Make sure you keep that spine in neutral on these. This is so important. If you're bending at all, if that chin is anywhere near the chest, you're putting all kinds of strain on that back. Again, just gravity. And up. This thing. Shoulders back, chest out. Knees are bent just a little bit. Don't lock them out. Keep them bent. And then bring yourself back up again. Back down. Doesn't have to be a lot. Let the shoulders drop. Let gravity do everything here. Deep breath in, exhale. And then bring yourself back up again. Okay, we got all them there muscles. Right down here. We're gonna take the arms just up, over the head, deep breath in, and exhale. Bring the hands up to the sides, right here, right in front, and it's a paddle. Bring it around, chin and chest in the same direction, following that shoulder girdle. Keep the shoulder girdle in a straight line. Exhale as you do it. Come back up one more time. Right here, right there. Make sure you're bringing those lats, getting those involved to pull that shoulder blade down. Again. And up. Spine stays in neutral while you do this. And up one more. And back up. All right, remember that hip hinge we did just a little bit ago? Hands out front, hip hinge and shoulder rotation. Let's do it one at a time. Hip hinge first, butt back. And now rotate the shoulders, not letting anything else move. Bring it back to center, come out of the hip hinge. Down in front, right there, and now rotate the shoulders, perpendicular with the torso. Back up and up. Down. So really what you're doing here is you're pushing that back arm around so you can get as far as you can into it. And not a lot. You're not pushing really hard when you do this. You don't want to put too much strain on that shoulder girdle. It may take you farther than the back can go. And back to the middle. Other side. Hip hinge first. Rotation. And back up. Again. If you're able to put them together and do this as one smooth move and your back doesn't roll down, perfect. But if you're having problems with it at all, you go one half first and then the rotation. Bring it back and bring it up. One last time. Down. Back and up. Grab on to your chair. High knee tuck. Bring it up, squeeze it, and back down. Wherever the top is for you, that's as high as you can go. That's it. But you want to get that exhale in there. You want to feel the roll. That pelvic tilt at the very end, no matter how high you come up. Remember, you're not challenging anybody else to try to be better than anyone else. You're looking to get stronger and just be better from month to month. Have a little more strength. Be able to move just a little bit more. Your only competition is against yourself. And down one more time. And back down. Other side. Straight up. Make sure your stationary leg, foot flat on the floor, knee bent, angle, knee, hip, and ankle all in alignment. Keep the foot flat on the floor. That's the first part of any of this. That's your base. If your base is out of line, if that foot is tipping one way or the other, everything else is out of alignment at that time. And back down. So you really don't have any balance. You're just doing the best you can to not fall down. Let the body do what it's supposed to do. One more time. Up. And back down. So we've done all kinds of rotation. We're going to take that inside leg and bring the knee up. Rotate to the side. And back down, just like we did when we were seated, but now we're using the core just a little bit harder. Don't rely on the chair to hold you up. It is there as an aid to keep you from falling over. And back down. You can take the hand off, perfect. If you can't, you just roll that back shoulder. Chin follows chest, you're still getting it. And back down, knee comes right straight up. And back down, work those muscles on the outside of the hip to hold that leg out from coming in. It wants to. You called me last night and said it wanted to. Up. And back down, other side. Other side. So what you should feel on that one, on the leg you're bringing up, is all kinds of work happening on the outside of the hip to hold that leg out. Other hip to keep you aligned. So it's good for both sides. And back. So I wasn't working my hip. My knee was over there. Try that again. There we go. Squeeze. And bring it back. Core's tight, and keep it tight. And back. Again. And down. 2 more. Even it out with the other side. And down, up. See, now I'm starting to feel that hip work. Where the first couple, I didn't feel it. And then all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, whoa. Leg out to the side. Knees bent. Feet flat on the floor. Standing straight up, like that. Using the chair only as an aid, not leaning into it. We're going to bring that other foot up just a little bit. Tap the toe. Find neutral right here with the toe down. Lift and bring it in. So we're just getting the brain used to what it's like to stay right over your stationary leg. Out. As we do that, we get stronger, bringing that hip in. Lift and down. So the first one, I didn't squeeze the glutes. My hip was out to the side. I had all kinds of problems staying upright. As soon as I brought that hip in and everything lined up, then I could go out here and I had all kinds of more balance. All more kinds of balance? I was more balanced. Up and in. So we start to get into, if you can, knee out, leg out, foot out, leading with the knee, and back in. Wow. I hadn't done this exercise in a year. I'm feeling this today. And back in. Chair's right there. I need it. Hip in, toe forward, using that heel to lead with. Leg is parallel with the other leg. Other side. When I say parallel, I mean in the same plane, because it ain't parallel. You won't see that. All right. Because train tracks do not look like this with a V in them. All right, upright. Get there first. Hands at the side for now. Tap out. Toe up. Bring it in. Again. Out. Tap the toe. Find your center. And then bring it in. Haven't quite found it yet. I'm leaning off this way with that leg out there. Lever length is pulling me. But after you do a couple of these, you start to get a better feel for alignment. Out, up, and in. Hover or fingertip on the on the chair, hip in, leg out, muscles working on the outside of the hip, bring it back in, like that. And back, a few more. Last one. And back. All right, back to the other side. Arm up. Raise them. Out to the side. Exhale. Shoulder reaches out. You don't lean out. Shoulder reaches out. Feel these muscles engage. Down the ribs, down the side, those abs. Get that shoulder blade down as you're doing that. And back up. And in. Arm up. One more time. And back because we're running out of time. Other side. And you may not even need the chair on this one. This one, pretty good base for you right here. If you don't need it, don't use it. Down. Shoulder out. Like that. And back up. Get yourself in neutral right here. Bring yourself in. And then, just in case that hip kicked out. And back up. So what you really should feel, if when your arm's out here and you're squeezing tight, you should feel more work happening in the leg on the same side, because that's where the lever length is. If you don't, that hip is probably out like this, putting weight down in that other leg. Get that hip in. So more pressure on that side. And back up one more. I'm not trying to pressure you or anything. All right, now you're going to need the chair. Now you're going to need it. Starting out with the leg first, up, and then we're going to do that squeeze. So here we are. Here we are. Statue of Liberty play here. Leg up, and then arm down, same time. Squeeze, and bring it back in. Nice and easy. Use that chair as much as you need it, especially for the first couple. Leg up, once it's up, and back down. You should feel it. Bottom, just on the bottom part of the rib cage, down into the hip. Lower back is involved in this in a good way, because you're reaching right out to the side. And up. Remember, core is a barrel. It goes all the way around. I think a lot of times we think the abs, or people think that just the abs, these muscles in the front of the stomach there, are the only ones that are doing the work in a core exercise. It's not. All right, other side. It's for the back. It's for the front. It's for everything. Up. Leg up first. Bring it up. Use the chair. Get you settled. Up. See what it feels like. Bring the arm down. Feel the muscles working. And bring it back up. So what I did there is I get in that position that I'm supposed to be in. And then take my hand off the chair. See what I can do to start getting myself settled, situated without using the chair. So this one is so hard because your arm and your leg, lever length, all taking you out that direction, and you don't have a base over there. Everything's got to be done by the core to hold you over the hip. Or fall. And back up. And up one more time. Squeeze. Bring it back. Grab a drink of water, then sit on down. We're going to stretch those muscles out. Stretch them, puppies. It's so funny. When I started in my functional fitness class that I did for MSCR, we don't use chairs. They don't use chairs. And you can't get stronger if you don't use a chair for a lot of exercises. Because if you're just taking all your time balancing, you're not getting any work out of the legs that you need. And you really don't have control of that core either. You've got to put it in the right position, take it. They thought they were old because they needed a chair. They didn't. So what we brought in instead, I got them broom handles. And that way they didn't feel like they were sitting in a chair, but it was doing the same thing for them. So we should use sticks again. We haven't done that in so long. Arms up over the top, deep breath in. So I'll tell you what, Friday, bring yourself a stick, at least 4 feet long, at least 4 feet long. Up again. Broom handles work fine. Stomach out. Come on down. One arm up this time. We're going to go over in a side bend, lateral sweep up to the top. Head stays on the inside of that upper arm, and gravity. Gravity. I'm not talking about the situation. I'm talking about gravity. That was a science rock, schoolhouse rock thing. We're talking about gravity. Not sure where that came from. Up. One more time each side. Bring it up and over. I don't think that's the right tune, though. That sounds like, so bring out your adjectives. And back up, hand on the outside of the thigh, shoulder blades back. Like that. Back shoulder does the roll. Front one just stays where it is. It's just resting there at home. Not really doing anything. And bring it back. It is, though. It is. It's lightly putting pressure on the thigh so that you can roll this one back and hold it in place without turning the whole torso. So it's crucial, even though it doesn't look like it's doing much. Around. Again, sometimes we forget all the muscles that are involved in a movement. And you know what? I know them because I've heard every one of them. Hurt every one of them in the movements when I wasn't thinking about it. Feet out. I'm just kidding. Hands on the thighs. Shoulder blades back. Down you go. Oh, what a great stretch for the back. Deep breath in, exhale. Chin stays the same distance from the chest. Shoulder blades stay back. Drive through the palm of the hands. Bring the shoulder blades back. Bring the chin up, getting yourself into neutral. And then exhale, pushing through the palms to bring you back up again. You don't want to put the work into the lower back on this one. Not at all. Not till it's stabilized. Then you can bring it into play. But you've also got other muscles working at the same time. When you're doing this, just bringing yourself up that way, it's the middle or the lower spine that does everything. And it's not made for that. Bring it back up. Up to the top. Arms down, right straight in front. We're going to roll the shoulders toward the floor, reaching under the chair. Stretching out the back, stretching out the groin muscles. Hands to the sides. If you can, get the palms up on the knees. If you can't, shoulder blades back, chest out, and then exhale. You can do it that way too. Bring the feet back in. Shake that out. We're going to bring the arms up overhead. You're going to take a deep breath in. Forcing the stomach out. Exhale, coming down. Couple more. Up. You're exhaling right to here. Then we start to get to the top. That's when you start bringing the air in again. And stomach out. Exhale. We have time. Do one more. Do one more. Let's clear those lungs out completely. Get a good stretch through the back. Arms out, shoulder blades back. Exhale as you come up. Inhale right here. Force the stomach out and exhale. We are done. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it.